going on? How you doing?
Midas, bro. Good to meet you.
Good
So you gonna fuck shorty up?
Yeah, all right. Oh,
That's what it is.
Oh, for real?
Reverse.
All right.
Name Fatty.
What up? How you doing? You good? Yeah.
Now, 1. Move your head. There you go. Faster, faster, faster. Faster, faster. Mucho, mucho, mucho. Mide un poquito. Defense, defense. Uppercuts, 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 uppercuts. There you go. Uppercuts. Number 1.
Yeah, definitely jet lag, man. Felt my legs were a little tired. Everything was tired, you know. And even when you don't want to work, you gotta work. You know what I mean? So maybe or maybe not, but 9 out of 10, he ain't go to the gym today. So I'm definitely ahead of him. So I pushed through it. That's my motivation, just proving that I'm better than the next person. If I see something that I say I need to work on or they bash me about it, I'll be like, okay, go to the gym, work on it, and then I show them the next fight.
I think Gervonta will stop him on the next fight. My opinion, you know, he's super smart. He's getting better and better and better. You know, we seen what happened with Rolly, and you know, he's just a fucking animal. He's a monster.
Just when many fans were wondering what Gervonta "Tank" Davis's next move would be, he made a decision that could completely change the direction of his comeback. Instead of sticking with the familiar, Tank has reunited with veteran trainer Jose Benavidez Sr., a coach widely respected for producing world-class champions, including David Benavidez and Jose Benavidez Jr. But that's what has everyone talking. Is this simply a new voice in the corner? Or the move that unlocks an even more dangerous version of Tank when he steps back into the ring?
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is now, as you see here, he's going to be working with well-renowned trainer Jose Benavidez Sr., the father and trainer and manager to top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, 3-division champion, superstar boxer who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, the Mexican Ecuadorian monster David Benavidez, and the blue chip prospect who was well on his way to superstardom before injuries derailed his career, in Jose Benavidez Jr., whom you may see in the movie Creed, Fort Terrence Crawford, Fort Jamal Charlo. So, Jose Benavidez.
Not everyone is convinced this new partnership will be an instant success. Veteran boxer Thomas Lamanna offered a cautious reaction after learning that Gervonta "Tank" Davis is reportedly training with Jose Benavidez Sr. While he acknowledged that great fighters sometimes need a fresh voice in their corner, he stopped short of calling it the right move. In Lamanna's view, the real question isn't the trainers resume, it's whether the chemistry between fighter and coach will truly click. And until Tank steps back into the ring, that question remains unanswered.
I also saw on social media today, I think on Mo Boxing or Mo, whatever it's called, that he's going to train with Jose Benavidez.
Yeah. Is that a good fit from a boxing standpoint? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like.
No. I mean,
First impression. That's your first impression, right? Could be wrong.
I don't. By the way, so. Okay, how do I say it? It's a thing where a fighter and a trainer mesh. Had some weird maybe they split. Maybe Calvin didn't like what he was hearing, what was going on, and maybe personally he didn't want to be involved with it. I don't know. I'm speculating crazy, so let me just I want to dead all that. I damn sure don't think Jose Benavidez is a good fit. If you're gonna switch, man, you go to the fucking Robert Garcias.
The speculation didn't stop there. Sean Porter and the rest of the panel also weighed in on the reported partnership between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Jose Benavidez Sr., raising an interesting question: could this unexpected combination actually bring out the best in Tank? Porter suggested that Benavidez's experience working with aggressive, power-focused fighters could be exactly what Davis is looking for at this stage of his career. The panel also noted that Benavidez's flexible, on-the-road coaching style might naturally fit Tank's lifestyle. But until they step into a real fight together, the biggest question remains unanswered. Is this the perfect match, or an experiment that won't last?
But can Jose Benavidez coach a co-main event and a main event?
What happens when that happens?
Jose training Tank.
Jose's training Tank. That's the rumor. How y'all feel about that? How does that work? I'm not sure if that's a great matchup.
I feel like there's some comfort there.
Is that what it is?
I feel like that's what it is. I feel like there's some.
They both
there.
killers.
He's down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken.
Miami, yes.
Washington.
Yeah, he's between
Seattle, Washington, Florida, Arizona, Vegas.
He be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which might match the lifestyle of Gervonta Davis, you know.
Yeah. Surprising to see it. I think. But I feel like he's comfortable with Jose, and just telling y'all what I know, sometimes that's all it takes.
Just as fans were beginning to focus on Gervonta "Tank" Davis's comeback, another storyline exploded across social media. A boxing analyst revealed that Tank has been actively calling out some of the biggest names in the sport, including Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and Richardson Hitchens, making it clear he's looking for the biggest fights available. But the online drama didn't stop there. To prove the account was genuinely Tank's, the analyst pointed to public exchanges with verified fighters such as Claressa Shields, Shakur Stevenson, Bill Haney, and Devin Haney. The most talked about moment came when Davis changed his profile picture to Claressa Shields' face and mocked her online, triggering a fiery back and forth that quickly became one of the sport's biggest talking points.
Tank Davis is calling out Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, etc., etc. Richardson Hitchens. They're all going back and forth. It's verified this is his account. Right? It don't have the verified check mark. But everybody else is verified that's responding. They wouldn't respond to him if it was a fake account, if it wasn't him. You got Claressa Shields responding to him. Her verified account. Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, Richardson Hitchens, etc. All of these people are responding to Tank Davis and his G Money account. To the point where I'm going to do a video. Tank Davis calls Claressa Shields a dog face. Claressa Shields says, why is my face your profile picture? He said, because I wanted a dog to be representing my account.
The drama isn't staying inside the ring anymore, it has completely taken over social media. Weighing in on the chaos, Showbiz pointed out that whenever Gervonta "Tank" Davis gets involved online, things tend to spiral quickly. He highlighted the growing war of words between Tank, Shakur Stevenson, and Keyshawn Davis, with the rivalry spilling into personal jabs and public callouts. According to Showbiz, the tension escalated even further after Shakur mocked Keyshawn over the weight check controversy, while Keyshawn fired back by taking aim at Tank's personal issues. With Bill Haney also jumping into the exchange, what started as a few comments has now turned into a full-scale online feud, and the biggest question is whether any of these verbal battles will eventually lead to real fights inside the rings.
To be honest, Gervonta "Tank" Davis, when he started getting involved with all this it started getting ugly. All the stuff that he's been saying, going back and forth with Shakur Stevenson and then with Debo, implying that we can meet right now and shoot the fair one. And Debo coming with sense like, hey brother, it's father's, I'm chilling with my baby. It's like, man. But Shakur Stevenson and Debo going back and forth. You got Shakur Stevenson talking about, listen, you didn't do the scales check. What happened? Debo's like, hey, I don't have to do that. Agreeing to 144, that isn't enough. And Shakur's laugh like, yeah, because you know how big you are, Debo. Pause. And then you have Debo going after Gervonta, talking about how, you know, the only fade he's running is with women pretty much and all that shit, referring to what's going on with him outside of boxing, all those allegations. His father, Bill Haney, jumped into it and echoing these things. Hell, Bill Haney, he even had words for me. Yeah, that's right, the biz and the war room.
Just when it seemed the biggest challenges facing Gervonta "Tank" Davis were inside the ring, another troubling claim emerged from behind the scenes. Boxing analyst Fannin alleged that Tank's camp has been dealing with a serious trust issue, claiming that people within his inner circle, including family members and close associates, have leaked private information in exchange for money. If true, it paints the picture of a camp battling problems from within rather than focusing solely on boxing. Fannin believes that kind of betrayal can create a toxic environment, raising an important question. Can any fighter perform at their best when they can't fully trust the people around them?
And I can tell you without a doubt that the major issue with Gervonta Davis and that particular camp was the fact that there's so many paid snitches in his camp. It was replete with family members and other people who, whenever they got a piece of information about Gervonta Davis, would try to go out and give that information to somebody else in exchange for money.
While the attention has been on Gervonta Tank Davis's next move, another storyline could force his hand sooner than expected. Floyd Schofield Sr., whose son is the WBA's mandatory challenger, revealed that he took aggressive legal action to ensure the title shot couldn't be pushed aside. After reviewing the WBA's own rules, he concluded that Davis was obligated to defend his belt within the required time frame. When his initial petition reportedly went unanswered, Schofield Sr. said he was prepared to take the matter to federal court to hold the organization accountable. Now, with promoters facing a limited window to reach an agreement before a purse bid becomes a possibility, the pressure is higher than ever, and the next few weeks could determine whether this long-awaited fight finally becomes reality.
Because if the promoters got 28 days to make the fight or go into purse bid, regardless, we fighting for the title. No matter which way anybody wanna look at it. So it's now they gotta work out a deal. I did my part. I had to go over their heads. I had to really get it in federal court type stuff. So
what did you do? What did you do to kind of force that to happen? I mean, did it not happen naturally, or did you actually have to take some steps? No,
we had to take steps. From the bylaws first, I read their bylaws. I knew what the WBA, what they had to abide by, federally what they had to abide by. So within 9 months, Tank was supposed to defend against Kid after Kid was number one. At Kid, it'd been a year and a half. So I had to send a petition to the WBA and Golden Boy, letting them know, make this happen. They ignored like they do. Then I had to take it to the next level where it goes into federal court. Now the judge was gonna rule for the same damn thing whether they did or not. And then I could have sued the WBA for not mandating the fight because now you violated the law.
The pressure surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis isn't just coming from fans anymore, it's coming from his potential opponents as well. Kid Austin recently turned up the heat with a series of posts questioning whether PBC is truly willing, or even financially able, to make the fight happen. He argued that legal explanations have been used for more than a year to delay his opportunity, despite Tank defending his title against Lamont Roach during that same period. In Austin's eyes, the issue isn't whether the fight can be made, it's whether the other side actually wants it. That growing controversy sparked another debate between Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger. Kellerman believes Davis has been matched carefully throughout his career and could decide the risk isn't worth taking. Coppinger sees it differently. He argues that Tank values his WBA title too much to simply walk away from it, meaning he'll eventually have to defend it or surrender the belt. With both sides standing firm, one question now hangs over the division. Will Tank Davis silence the critics by taking the fight, or will the championship itself become the biggest obstacle to his next move?
It's a really interesting fight because, again,
I don't think that fight happens, by the way.
I don't either.
I don't think Tank wants Schofield.
Why would he?
If you're Tank, we're talking about in the last segment how careful they've been with his career. You want to jump in with a young, hungry, undefeated contender with talent?
That's fair, Max, but I will say is that Tank has shown an affinity for the titles, for whatever that's worth. He has shown an affinity for them. He's been with the WBA and aligned with them for a long time now. So either he's going to fight him or give up the title, I think.
Looking beyond the immediate title picture, Max Kellerman pointed to a fight he believes could define this generation of boxing. He compared a potential showdown between Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson to some of the sport's greatest rivalries, arguing that it once had the potential to reach the same legendary status as Ali versus Frazier, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, and Leonard versus Hagler. But here's where the debate begins. Kellerman believes the momentum faded because Davis never seemed fully committed to making the fight happen, while Stevenson has continued to strengthen his resume and raise his profile with every performance. Now the question is no longer whether the matchup is exciting, it's whether boxing fans will ever get to see it before the moment passes.
I think in an era when the dust settles, Ali is in this corner, Frazier's in that corner. They're in the winner's bracket. Mayweather's in this corner, Pacquiao's in this corner. Sugar Ray Leonard's in this corner, Marvin Hagler's in that corner. That's a real super fight. A couple years ago, the sense people had is that the winner's bracket fight was going to be Shakur versus Tank Davis. Tank never seemed particularly interested in making it happen. But since then, Shakur has ascended and now would seem to offer Tank a bigger reward for the risk than used to be the case.
Shane Mosley offered one of the boldest predictions surrounding Gervonta Tank Davis's future, and it could surprise a lot of fans. While many still view Tank as the favorite, Mosley believes Floyd Schofield has a real opportunity to shock the boxing world. He pointed to Schofield's youth, size, and consistent activity as advantages that could become increasingly important if Davis isn't completely focused. Although Mosley has tremendous respect for Tank's heart and championship pedigree, he questioned whether the distractions outside the ring have taken their toll. That's why he's leaning towards Schofield to pull off the upset, setting the stage for what could become one of the biggest surprises in recent boxing history.
Even the WBA, Floyd Schofield is mandated to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Intense negotiations are going on. I mean, what's your thoughts on that fight?
I love the fight. I think Schofield's been more active, and he's a younger, a little bit bigger, a little taller. I think he's gonna give Tank a lot of problems.
Yeah,
he's gonna Tank some problems. I like Tank too, but Tank he's been all over the place. His mentals, I don't think is all the way there. You know, he got a lot of girl problems and this problem, that problem. I have to lean with Schofield, but Tank is about. I like Tank. He fights with a heart and strong, and all. I mean, I like the way he fights, you know. But on this one, I would probably lean to Schofield because he's a real fighter too.